Shalom. Starting off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who I learned the truth from. And Shalom to you elect out there. Today's title of this lesson will be Pestilence, Hantavirus. And this goes out to you Negroes, you Latinos, and you Native Americans, the true Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Bible. Once again, today's title of this lesson will be Pestilence, Hantavirus. So I have a U.S. Sun article and it reads, incurable rat disease kills 4 people as health officials issue urgent alert amid very serious surge in cases. It says right here, it attacks blood vessels in the lungs, causing them to leak and fill with fluid. Let's get up in more of this. It says right here, they were all diagnosed with Hantavirus, a family of viruses that kill around 38% of patients and spread via rodent droppings. I also have another article to bring this lesson out with a little bit more edification. Let's get a little more of this right here. It says Hantavirus, deadly rat disease claims lives in the U.S. or the cases in Indiana as well. Let's read on down. It says right here, Hantavirus spread to rats has claimed 4 lives in the U.S. HPS is a severe and potentially deadly disease that affects the lungs. Symptoms of HPS usually start to show 1 to 8 weeks after contact with an infected rodent. The U.S. CDC defines the disease. Let's get a little bit more. It says right here, early symptoms to know. The early symptoms of the disease are fatigue, fever, muscle aches, especially in the large muscle groups like the thighs, hips, back, and sometimes shoulders. 4 to 10 days after the initial phase of illness, the late symptoms of HPS appear. These symptoms include coughing and shortness of breath. Patients might experience tightness in the chest as the lungs fill with fluid. The U.S. CDC warns about the disease. It says hemorrhagic fever with Raynaud syndrome is a complication associated with Hantavirus infection. The symptoms of the complication develops within 1 to 2 weeks. Initial symptoms are intense headaches, back and abdominal pain, fever, chills, nausea, and blurry vision. Let's see if we'll get up a little bit more. It says at a later stage, the patient might develop low blood pressure, lack of blood flow, acute shock, eternal bleeding, vascular leakage, and acute kidney failure. Let's read a little bit more of this one, then we'll start on. It says Hantavirus prevention is crucial due to the serious health risks associated with this viral infection, which can lead to Hantavirus pulmonary syndrome or hemorrhagic fever with Raynaud syndrome. Effective prevention begins with minimizing exposure to rodents, as Hantavirus is primarily transmitted through contact with rodent urine, droppings, or saliva. Ensure that homes and workplaces are kept clean and free from rodent infestations. Seal entry points such as gaps in doors, windows, and foundations to prevent rodents from entering. Use traps or professional pest control services to manage rodent population safety. So we see this is a new disease that came up, a new pestilence called the Hantavirus, and it's saying that this is right here saying that it's incurable when it comes from rodents, from droppings of rodents, rat poo, urine, so different things like that from a rodent. So one thing about is that Yahweh Shai, he's the one causing all these plagues and these pestilences that come about right now. We already know the plagues are not slack. We already know in these last days different diseases and different sicknesses are come about, and there's a lot of things that are making the news right now. A lot of things they're talking about, a lot of diseases that are popping up. They're talking about a lot about what the bird flu. We already know about that. Monkeypox, dengue fever. There's a rise in different STDs. Also, there's a listeria outbreak and also reports of the bubonic plague. So, the plagues are not slack. Yahweh Ba'ashim Shah, the Lord is bringing it in these last days. And one thing about it is that these people, a lot of people in these last days, they're going to get these different diseases and they're going to get taken out bodies. They're going to get unalive. So we have to constantly have to be what? Praying the Lord to have that hedge of protection over us and shield us from these things that come about. So I have a quick video to show you guys, and then we just dive into the lesson. Bear with me real fast. All right, here we go. All right, so you see right there, man, this new disease also is called, once again, it's called the Hantavirus. And they're saying that this disease is incurable. So there's no cure for this disease. So we've seen a lot of pestilence, a lot of diseases coming about in these last days. And one thing about it, the Lord already said the players are not slack. And we're going to see these things occur. These things are going to increase. Different pestilence, different diseases are going to increase. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, we are here. We're at the door. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. He's about to bring that judgment. All of these things we're seeing right now is all in the hands of the Lord. The Lord's constantly moving the chess pieces left and right. So we're going to see these things increase each and every day. So let's start with today's lesson, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 20, verse 8. And let's start off with the KJV, and it reads, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. And that's what the true men of the Lord are constantly warning you about, of all of these things, of what war, evil, and of pestilence. And we're also constantly talking about what the war drums are constantly beating. War 3 is brewing up each and every day. We're also prophesying a lot about evils. Bad times are coming. Tribulation, great trouble, and suffering is coming. Also pestilence. We're constantly seeing a rise in what? Disease and sickness. All of these things we're seeing, that the Lord is in control, and he's speaking through the men of the Lord. And we're prophesying of these things day in and day out on these highways and byways. Constantly make these video pictures warn our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and you Native Americans, of these things, warning you about the judgment the Lord is about to bring. Let's get the NLT. It says right here, the ancient prophets who preceded you and me spoke against many nations, always warn of war, disaster, and of disease. And that's spot on. The true men, Lord, also warning you all of these things, constantly warning you of these things, left and right. Let's keep on moving. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 7, and it reads, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Matter of fact, let's open this up. I'm going to start at verse 6. Salaki about that. Let's open this up. Let's read this from verse 6, and it reads, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And that's what we're seeing right now. The war drums are constantly being talks about war. We already know in War 3 is inevitable. War 3 will eventually kick off, you know what I'm saying? But all these things we're hearing about is a lot of talks about war. There's tensions in the air. We already know the nation is divided. There's a lot of things going on pertaining to war. We already know War 3 is constantly brewing up each and every day. And there's lots of war talk. We are in the time of war, the time of conflict, and tension is in the air right now. Let's keep on reading. Verse 7, it reads, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. You already know these things are about to come about on a large scale. Famine. It's about to be a scarcity of food shortage. You already know that's going to lead towards starvation and eventually cannibalism. People are going to start eating each other. All these things you see in these apocalyptic movies like The Road, the Book of Eli, Leave the World Behind, and many more dystopian like movies. These things are about to happen in America. It's about to be a third world country. It's about to be the wild, wild west out here soon. And also pestilence. It's a rise in what diseases and sicknesses. A lot of people are going to catch these diseases and be unalive from them. You know, these things there's a lot of disease going on right now. They'll give you a few: bird flu, monkeypox, dengue fever, rising STDs, you know, bubonic plague, listeria outbreak, and that's just a handful. There's many more that come about. There's many more out there that I didn't name, but these things are coming upon earth left and right. Let's read this again one more time. And it says, for nation rises nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there should be famines and pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places. And it's pretty much earthquakes every day, earthquakes in diverse places. There's an earthquake app you can look at. It's pretty much earthquakes each and every day. Let's get verse 8. And it reads, all these are the beginning of sorrows. At the beginning of sorrows, mourning and suffering is coming like no other. No, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, he's about to bring that judgment on a mass scale. We constantly warn our people left and right of these things. Let's keep on moving. It's a very quick lesson. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 7, verse 15. And let's start off with the KJV, and it reads, the sword is without, the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. Let's read that one more time. It says, the sword is without pestilence. We already know the sword goes in the judgment, also with the modern day gun. And the pestilence and famine within it. A lot of people are about to be unalive by these different pestilence, these different diseases, infection, and sickness. You know, in these last days, people want to get these things, and you know they're going to get unalive. You know, a lot of miseries are coming to the people of in America, man. A lot of things are coming down the pipeline. Also famine. There's going to be a lack of food. People are going to starvation. You already know, like I said in the last precept, cannibalism is also come back in a big way. So a lot of horrors are coming to the face of America. America's about to be turned around to a third world country. You know what I'm saying? America, the way of life here is about to be, changed drastically. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is about to make this place the wild, wild west. And all of these things will prophesying about, they will eventually happen. Let's read this one more time. It says, the sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field should die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. Let's read that. Let's read the NLT for better understanding. It says right here, there is war outside the city, and disease and famine within. Those outside the city walls will be killed by enemy swords. Those inside the city will die of famine and disease. We already know these type of things will come to the face of America. All these horrors, famine, pestilence, and all these different diseases, they're coming. A lot of people are going to be unalive by these things. Let's keep on moving. This will be my last and final precept. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 91, verse 1 through 7. Let's start off with the KJV. And it reads, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And what is the secret place of the Most High? This truth, this wisdom, this knowledge, and this understanding. Let's go to verse 2. And it reads, I will say of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power, in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that fly by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. If thou shalt fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but shall not come nigh thee. And this is a powerful precept word, because the Lord clearly just said he will protect you from these things, all these diseases and all these different pestilence. The Lord is going to put that hedge of protection over you, shield you from these things. If you're part of the elect, that remnant, which we're praying and we hoping we are part of that number, we are praying that we're part of the elect. We want the Lord to protect us from all of these things, all these different diseases and pestilence that will come about, and it's going to unalive a lot of people in these last days, man. And we want the Lord to protect us. The Lord says he's going to protect us from these things, so we have to trust and believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, because he's in control. He can stop and prevent anything from getting on you. You see that pure protection, that supernatural intervention is going to come into play in these last days we're heading into. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, he's about to do a lot of great and glorious things for his elect. Let's read the NLT and close out. It says right here, those who live in the shelter of the Most High will find rest in the shadow of the Almighty. This I declare about the Lord. He alone is my refuge, my place of safety. He is my power, and I trust him, for he will rescue you from every trap and protect you from deadly disease. He will cover you with his feathers. He will shelter you with his wings. His faithful promises are your armor and protection. Do not be afraid of the terrors of the night, nor the arrow that flies in the day. Do not dread the disease that stalks in darkness, nor the disaster that strikes at midday. Though 1,000 fall at your side, though 10,000 are dying around you, these evils will not touch you. And that's plain upon the tables right there. All these things the Lord has come down the pipeline. If you're part of that remnant, if you're part of elect, all these things the Lord's about to send, you will not be affected. These things will not, these evils will not touch you. Thus said Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. We have to keep on trusting and believing in the Lord, because he's in control. Hey, he's about to bring that judgment like no other. We constantly warn our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and you Native Americans out there. Trust in the Lord. Seek the Lord, because you already know if you're not seeking the Lord in these days to come, you will be destroyed. Make no turn to turn to the Lord and putting that off from day to day. Keep seeking the Lord. Keep praying to him without ceasing, because a lot of horrors are coming to the face of America. Things are about to change drastically. So I hope this lets you edifying. Till next time I say, Shalom.